How are you doing, Botanical Bliss family? I hope you're all having an amazing day. Today we're going to talk about something super important when it comes to growing healthy, thriving plants. Choosing the right soil. I know it might sound basic, but trust me, getting the soil right is the foundation of success in any garden. Whether you're growing indoor plants, vegetables, or flowers, the soil you choose can make or break your garden. In this guide, I'm going to break down everything you need to know about picking the perfect soil for your plants and how to make sure they get the best start. But before we dive in, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, share this video with fellow plant lovers, and let's get started. You might be thinking soil is just dirt, right? Well, not exactly. There's actually a lot that goes into it. Soil isn't just a medium for your plants to sit in, it's a living, breathing ecosystem. The right soil provides your plants with the nutrients, structure, and drainage they need to grow strong and healthy. But choose the wrong soil, and it could lead to poor growth, root rot, or even plant death. That's why selecting the right soil is key to a successful garden. It's like setting your plants up for success from day one. When choosing soil, you'll come across several different types, each with its own set of benefits. I'm going to walk you through some of the most common types and when to use them, so you'll be able to make the best decision for your garden. Potting mix, sometimes called potting soil, is the go-to choice for most indoor plants and plants grown in containers. Unlike garden soil, potting mix is light and well-draining, making it ideal for plants that need to be in pots or other containers. Potting mix usually consists of a blend of peat moss, perlite, and vermiculite, which provide good aeration and water retention. Perlite helps with drainage, while vermiculite holds moisture. This combination ensures that your plants get just the right amount of water, not too much and not too little. If you're growing succulents, cacti, or indoor herbs, potting mix is the way to go. If you're starting seeds indoors, potting mix will also give them the right environment to germinate. Be sure to choose a sterile mix, especially when starting new plants, as it's free of pests and diseases that could harm your plants. Garden soil is what you'll typically find in the ground. It's used for planting directly in your garden beds, and is perfect for plants that grow outdoors. However, garden soil can sometimes be too heavy or dense for certain types of plants, which is why it's often mixed with other materials like compost or peat moss to improve its structure. Clay-heavy garden soil can be tricky to work with because it holds too much water, leading to root rot. If you're working with sandy soil, it drains too quickly and doesn't retain enough nutrients. The key to a healthy garden bed is balancing your soil to have just the right texture and water retention. You can improve garden soil by adding organic compost, manure, or mulch, which will help it retain moisture while still allowing for proper drainage. Compost is like plant gold. It's full of organic matter that helps improve your soil's texture, nutrients, and water-holding capacity. If you've got poor soil, adding compost can make a huge difference. Compost not only feeds your plants but also encourages healthy microbial activity in the soil. If you're growing vegetables, herbs, or flowers outdoors, adding a good layer of compost to your garden beds can make your soil healthier and improve plant growth. You can make your own compost using kitchen scraps, yard waste, and other organic materials. When mixed with garden soil, compost improves the soil's structure and increases its fertility. However, you don't want to use compost as the sole medium for potting plants. It's best as an additive to improve your soil. Loam soil is considered the ideal soil for most plants. It's a balanced combination of sand, silt, and clay that offers the best of both worlds. It's fertile, drains well, and holds moisture, making it perfect for a wide variety of plants. Loam soil is usually a safe bet for most garden situations, especially if you're planting things like flowers, vegetables, or shrubs. It's also great for raised garden beds because it's easy to work with and retains nutrients efficiently. If you're unsure of what soil to use, loam is the answer for a wide range of plants. It can be a bit pricey though, depending on where you live. But if you're working with raised beds or a large garden, it's definitely worth considering. Clay soil can be a challenge to work with, especially if it's heavy and dense. While it holds nutrients well, it often has poor drainage, which can lead to root rot if you don't manage it carefully. However, if your garden has clay soil, there are ways to make it work. By adding organic matter like compost, you can help improve its structure and drainage. Clay soil retains moisture, which is great for some plants. But if you're growing plants that don't like to sit in wet conditions, you'll need to improve drainage by amending it with perlite or sand. For plants that love moist environments like water lilies or ferns, clay soil might actually be ideal. Now that you know about the different types of soil, let's talk about which one is right for your plants. Here are some tips for choosing soil based on the type of plants you're growing. For indoor plants, succulents and cacti. These plants thrive in a well-draining potting mix with added perlite. You can also use a mix designed for cacti and succulents, which has more drainage properties. Herbs like basil, mint, and thyme. A light potting mix is usually fine, but you may want to add some perlite for better drainage if you're growing them in a container. Foliage plants like pothos and peace lily. These indoor plants thrive in potting mix but ensure it retains moisture without staying soggy. A peat-based mix with added perlite or vermiculite will work well. For outdoor plants, vegetables like tomatoes and lettuce. For raised beds or garden plots, loamy soil is your best friend. It's perfect for a variety of vegetables and can be amended with compost for extra nutrients. Flowers like roses and sunflowers. Depending on the flowers, most of them thrive in loamy soil or well-draining garden soil with compost. Ensure the soil has good drainage to prevent waterlogging, especially with flowers that need full sun. Fruit trees like apple and citrus. These need a well-draining soil, often a mix of garden soil and compost, to provide proper root growth and nutrition. Once you've chosen the right soil, it's important to maintain its health over time. Here are some tips for keeping your soil in tip-top shape. Add organic matter regularly, like compost or mulch, to replenish nutrients. Aerate your soil annually, especially if it's clay-heavy, to improve airflow and drainage. Monitor moisture levels. Don't let your soil dry out too much, but also avoid overwatering. Test your soil occasionally, especially if you're growing in containers, to make sure it's still providing the right pH and nutrient levels for your plants. Choosing the right soil for your plants is an essential step to a healthy and thriving garden. Whether you're growing houseplants, vegetables, or flowers, the right soil provides the structure, nutrients, and drainage your plants need to grow strong. Remember, not all soils are created equal, and different plants have different needs. By understanding the characteristics of each type of soil and matching it to the needs of your plants, you'll set yourself up for gardening success. I hope this guide helped you understand the importance of soil and how to choose the best one for your plants. If you found this helpful, don't forget to subscribe, share this video with your plant-loving friends, and drop any questions or tips you have in the comments. See you in the next video, and until then, happy planting.